Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking through the easiest guns to use in the finals. And by the easiest guns, I mean guns that aren't going to have any visual recoil, or guns that have like a really easy recoil pattern, or guns that you just don't have to aim with. And this is going to be for anyone that maybe doesn't have the best aim. You're going to have the easiest time using these weapons. So we're going to, actually, you know what? We're going to start off with the heavy, and we're just going to throw in the flamethrower. The flamethrower is what I use most of the time. You simply just don't have to aim. You don't have to right click. You don't have to like ADS at any point. You just shoot. The bullets go straight. I think they're actually like little projectiles instead of like a steady stream. That doesn't really matter. It's just very, very easy to use. You shoot it. The gun shoots, no recoil pattern, no visual recoil. It just shoots where you aim it. Very, very simple to use. And it's not a bad weapon. Like, yes, it's only close range. Yes, you can probably do more damage with the Lewis gun or the M60. But honestly, both of those feel really, really, really bad to use unless you put like a lot of time in to learn the recoil patterns. So when I'm playing heavy, I just use the flamethrower. It's in fact what I use most of the time when I'm playing ranked anyway. It's just a very, very easy weapon to use. You don't have to ADS. It does good damage. And you can damage multiple people with it at the same time. So you're probably going to want to start the fight off with like a Charging Sam or an RPG, and then try and get the finish with the flamethrower or something like that. But it's very, very, very powerful. So then I'm just going to go straight on to the next thing. It's not actually the Riot Shield. I did have that equipped, but we're not going to talk about the Riot Shield. We're going to talk about the Model 1887. Again, this is a weapon you do not have to ADS with, because like with all shotguns in this game, ADSing and not ADSing gives you the same like pellet spread with all of the shotguns. So you can just not ADS, and like if your center dot is on the enemy, you're gonna get like the maximum damage you could possibly do. Even if you were ADSing, it would do the same amount of damage. So the Model 1887 is just, you know, it's got a couple flaws. Like the reload is really, really bad. You can't cancel the reload, and it reloads pretty, pretty slowly. But if you get over both of those things, this is like a very, very powerful weapon. I know a lot of people just go with the FCAR, but honestly, the recoil pattern isn't the easiest, and the mag size isn't fantastic. But the Model 1887 can 3-shot a heavy. I think it like 2 shots lights and mediums, and then at 3 shots a heavy, which is kind of insane. It's like very, very powerful. So you could kill like you could kill 2 heavies with 1 mag from this thing. So it's definitely very, very powerful. Also for the medium, I mean, we do have the Riot Shield, but I'm actually not going to talk about that because it's not a fantastic weapon. So I'm actually going to skip past that and go straight onto light. Now, there are some things you don't have to aim with light. Those would be the throwing knives and the SH-1900, but I'm not going to be talking about either of those because they're both pretty hard to use. So I'm going to talk about the XP54 right here. So obviously you do have to ADS with this to make the most out of it if you're not at the super close range, but the recoil pattern right now is probably like the easiest recoil pattern in the game. It's like one of the last remaining weapons that have like a pretty simple recoil pattern, and also a weapon that doesn't have much visual recoil. Like, if you compare this to the FCAR has like a boatload more recoil, and also the mag size isn't fantastic. So the XP54 is just like a very, very well-rounded weapon. I hope it doesn't get nerfed. I don't think it really needs a nerf. But it's very, very good. Pretty easy to use. If the recoil pattern is just like down and left, or down and right, I can't actually remember, but I think it's down and left, and it's just very, very simple. Nice mag size, nice damage, nice range. If you're playing light, I think the XP54 is probably going to be the easiest thing to use. You can go with the M11 as well, but that's going to be more for those close range fights. You're not going to be able to do so much at the longer ranges because you're simply just not going to hit your shots because it does have a good bit of recoil on it. I think if you're running the M11, you probably want to just like hip fire most of the time because the hip fire is very, very accurate on it. But yeah, the XP54 is very, very powerful for the light, and it's pretty easy to use. You do have the ADS, but it is pretty easy to use. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of like shout out the weapons that are easy to use that are also really, really good. Because like the Model 1887 can like completely 100% compete with the FCAR. It's like very, very, very good weapon. The flamethrower, I'd say, is like a tiny bit worse than the Lewis gun. Like if you're in a 1v1, someone's got a flamethrower and you've got someone's got a Lewis gun and you've got the flamethrower. I think you'll probably end up eliminating each other. But I do think the Lewis gun's going to be a bit better because, you know, obviously it has the longer ranges and stuff. But if you're using the flamethrower, you can just, like, kind of play around that. And then it is going to be good up close because you can damage the person that's using the flamethrower and also both of their other teammates as well if they're all in the same place. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to shout out a couple of loadouts that I like using because I don't really like all this visual recoil stuff and the recoil patterns that's kind of being put into the game. Like, everything has gotten nerfed. There's very, very few things in this game that have been buffed since the betas. Like, everything has just collectively gotten worse over time. And I think the XP54 is one of the few things that hasn't got nerfed. Even the flame... So, yeah, like, even the flamethrower got nerfed a bunch. And then no one used it for a while. And then everything else in the heavy loadout also got crazy nerfed. And now the flamethrower is, like, okay to use again. So... a lot of stuff's getting nerfed, and that kind of makes certain weapons feel pretty bad to use. Like the Lewis gun and the M60 just feel really bad to use. Like, even if you control the visual recoil, it feels like you're shooting airsoft bullets at someone. It feels like it's not doing enough damage or something. And the FCAR feels okay still, but it used to feel so much better, and then it was nerfed, and it was also, like, not a proper nerf because all they did was change the recoil pattern. But anyway... these are just going to be some loadouts that hold strong still and feel good to use and are easy to use as well. But yeah, I think that's actually going to be it now. So thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be it for this video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Very well.